What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I was sitting here thinking, and I was looking at the calendar, and I realized today's July 12th. Now, some of you thinking, who cares? What is July 12th, Ego? Let me tell you, July 12th is exactly 2 months away from September 12th. And September 12th is the date that Floyd Mayweather says he intends to fight and has the MGM on lock or reserve. So I'm thinking about it. I wasn't too happy with the Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather buildup. I understand they were trying to push it as this fight's been built up for the last 5 years, so we could do minimal. But I still think for all the money it generated, it could have been better. And I also think it probably, had it got a better treatment, could have made even more. It already was record breaking, but it probably could have made even more money had it had a face off, if they were able to work with HBO and Showtime and get a deal to get that done, a press tour and stuff like that. But it was already a big fight with or without that, as the numbers reflect. But I don't want to see that again. And we're 2 months away from the deadline, and nobody even knows who's fighting. And I feel like the last couple of Mayweather fights, it's been very, very rushed and kind of cluttered, where we don't know who his opponent is, like in the Pacquiao situation. And I cut that some slack because that was a very fragile type of situation, because you had cross promotion with HBO, Showtime, CBS, and Les Moonves had to get involved, and you had a lot of hands in the cookie jar. So I understood that a bit more. Plus, this had a troubled history of trying to make this in the past about purse splits and drug tests. So I let that slide. I was like, okay, weak promotion, and I attributed it to basically that type of fight and how sensitive the negotiations were for that fight. But I'm noticing a pattern even beyond that fight. Like, we're hearing about the undercards late. Like, we even the Mayweather Pacquiao undercard, we didn't really even know what it was, and it wasn't even a spectacular undercard. And the one before that, I think it was Leo Santa Cruz was on there, and a couple other people like John Molina. But it was like kind of thrown together last minute. And I don't really remember the last Mayweather promotion, and he puts on big events where we just got more direct answers. I just want to know who he's fighting. And I think it's fair to know that. And I hope, and this is the point of this video, I hope this is not the Pacquiao fight. That's already out the window. We've seen the outcome. But I hope that they give it more of a standard treatment. By that, I mean an all access where we get some episodes despite who he's fighting. Give it the proper coverage. A press conference. Like, those things were fun. In my opinion, you look at Mayweather versus Canelo, and the build-up to that was almost more entertaining, or it was more entertaining than the Pacquiao Mayweather build-up. And they had a couple cool specials here and there, but there's nothing like when I'm on Instagram and I just wake up, and I'm a West Coast dude. I live in California. Waking up, and my friends from the East Coast, they're at the New York presser, and the crowd's going crazy for Canelo, and the crowd's going crazy for Mayweather, and then they go to Chicago. Even the Maidana Mayweather promotion, they went to Texas, they went to different places, and I remember seeing that on my news feed and seeing people's live videos, and the fans were involved. We didn't get that with the Pacquiao fight, and if they keep waiting, we may not get that with this fight. Reason being, because they only have 2 months. They have 2 months from today. So the fighters still have to train. You can't be worried about a bunch of press tours and stuff like that and then still worried about training. So for me, I understand Mayweather. He's a marketing genius. And in the past, it's been a lot of suspense. Like, oh, Miami Heat game, will he fight Pacquiao? That's the biggest fight. There's no topping that. There's no topping Mayweather Pacquiao, at least in the immediate future. So just reveal it. I just want to know. And I think the fans have the right to know. Even the boxing media. Like me, I might want to go out there. I think I'm going to go out to Vegas for that particular fight, but let me at least know you're fighting or who you're fighting to see if it's worth it, so I can book a hotel, I could book a flight, and all the other boxing journalists and media that cover and give exposure to these events, and the fans, you know what I mean? They have the right to know. Now, I did the Ego Rumor Mill video. This might land on regular prime time. I don't know, but I just want it to be released pretty soon, so we at least know what we're dealing with and what to look forward to, or whatever the situation, and we can start building up the fights. Because the last couple of fights, there have been a different, for the amount of money that they're making, I don't think the promotional side has been handled in the best way. Like, the undercards getting thrown together last minute, and we don't at least know who's going to be on the undercard, or situations like we don't even know who the opponent is. And again, I get it. I understand the marketing genius of Floyd Mayweather and his team, and how he operates, like, oh, who will I fight? But if it's going to be Andre Berto, let us know. If it's going to be Kareem Mayfield, me personally, Mayfield's my dude. I don't think he's picking Mayfield or Berto. That's just me personally. The real reason I feel that way is because when have we ever got answers from Mayweather, like before he was ready to tell us? Like Mayweather did that interview in Las Vegas by some bushes, and he was surrounded by reporters, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fighting Mayweather or Berto," and he said it a couple of times. But when has it ever been that easy to get a direct answer as to what his next move is? In the past, he's thrown the dogs off the scent saying, oh, Devin Alexander, he's the front runner. He's the front runner. And then he picked Robert Guerrero. Or Canelo stormed off of his undercard with the Austin Trout fight because he didn't promise to fight him. And then he fought him the next fight, which is what Canelo wanted. He just wanted it on paper. But Mayweather didn't comply and give in to the young fighter's demands. And then he ended up fighting him. I remember the Canelo fight and the Maidana fight. I randomly just was on Twitter, and he was like, oh, I'm fighting Canelo in September. Oh, I'm fighting Maidana. And if you remember the Maidana fight, it was supposed to be the Mayweather sweepstakes poll. The winner of this, Khan or Maidana, gets to fight me. And then Khan wins on his official poll and still doesn't get the opportunity. Maidana gives him a tough fight, and it garners a rematch because people said it was a draw or it was a close fight. Some people even said Maidana won. And he fought him twice, and he still hasn't fought Amir Khan. So, again, Mayweather poll, the Pacquiao mystery, will he fight him? He was letting all the reporters and fans bash him about if he will fight him after the Miami Heat game because it was taking so long. And he moved at his own speed like he normally does. So my point is simple. When has it ever been this easy to figure out or decode the mystery, the May Vinci code of who he's going to be facing next? And it really hasn't been. It's just a bunch of speculation, writers guessing, and people making videos like frustrated and antsy, wondering what's going to be his next move. Things like, oh, will he announce his opponent at this year's Super Bowl? And then the Super Bowl rolls around and he doesn't announce. So my thing is just announce it, let people prepare for it and get antsy or excited for it or whatever. Let the fighter, whoever you're going to be facing, fight. If you're going to sit out, then tell the public that so maybe other people can fight that date at the MGM. Just different things like that. Let's get this show on the road. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.